Well, I'm a conscientious objector to war, and I was reading the Salem Weekly, and there was an article in there about Peace Vigil downtown, and so I started coming off and on Wednesdays, and that's how I got connected to the vigil, and met Polly Hare, who passed on eventually, and that became Polly's Corner. Joe Uris, who has a talk radio show, Joe says it's really important to be doing everything and to be in the streets. So holding that sign might get somebody to thinking about peace, about war. A lot of people have given up about being on the street corner. They think, oh, we've done that. It's not going anywhere. But I don't see it. I see it's an important thing in helping to raise awareness. The man who pulled up and he said, is this about particular war? And I said, no, it's about all war. And I said, my big concern right now is what's going on in Yemen with Saudi Arabia just bombing everywhere, blocking the port. It's a huge humanitarian crisis right now with many millions of people on the verge of starving, a big cholera epidemic. And the United States has supported this war, supported the Saudis with all kinds of weapons to create havoc in Yemen. So, and then he said he wasn't aware of it, and then as he was driving off because people were honking at him, he said, oh, I'll look it up. So that really surprised me that he did not have any awareness about what was going on in Yemen. Well, another man came by this morning and he said, are you a veteran? I said, no. And I said, how about yourself? He said, yes. And he looked over at the who would Jesus bomb sign. He said, well, Jesus would probably bomb me.
I haven't been standing on this corner near the time Bruce has. I was actually at Starbucks 3 or 4 years ago and saw them out here and thought, now I could do that. So some days people are really friendly, honking the horn and peace signs. And some days you feel like you get more hostility, more getting flipped off or get a job comments. But we've had a lot of doctors, especially doctors and people from foreign countries, come through and be so supportive and thankful that people are out here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just do think it's a grassroots thing. We have to struggle with our own things and then, bring it to the community.
When people come by and want to have a conversation, I try not to make it a debate. I try to make it like a river flowing where listen to the other person and find out what's on their mind.
The words that got us here is what made this country.
But do you think we're in a good place by those wars?
We're in a better place than we were before.
Are we?
We're no longer controlled by the British. We're a free nation now. Before those wars, we would no longer be free, or we would never be free.
So do you think we could have solved that problem non-violently without people getting killed and using other tactics, non-violent approaches to solving our problems?
In my opinion, I highly doubt that.
So it's good to do some reading. Have you ever read any Howard Zinn, The People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn?
No, I haven't.
Check that out at the library. It's a good...
But it gives you a lot of details that you don't learn in high school.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys have a nice day.
Yeah, hey, I'm Bruce. What's your name?
Jacob.
Hi, Jacob. Thanks for stopping by.
Nice talking to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm Maureen.
Can I give you a flyer about the Fellowship of Reconciliation? It's the oldest organization in the United States, formed in 1915. It works for peace, justice, and nonviolence.
My name's Joseph. I don't know. I'm sort of tired of people killing in cold blood for people that just want money. And I understand that it's all eventually for the better of the country. I mean, I'd really like to see the ratio between, corpses to oil. Like, how many corpses does it take to get a gallon of oil? I guess it's like, I'd rather be, living like a third world country than be destroying third world countries and making everyone else go through hell so that we can live like this. It sucks.
As we all gather on the corner, we always talk about what's going on in the Salem community.
34 days, 34 days, 34 days.
Peace now.
Peace now.
But, it's also when we get a big group, it's good, fun fellowship. So there's this connection when we're all there together on the corner. Well, one thing that we've done the past 3 months recently here is to have a focus. So in October, we focused on ballot measure 105. Ballot measure 105 was, they were trying to make Oregon a non-sanctuary state. And then November, we moved the Vigil diagonally across the street because there was a fence we could hang the banners on. We had a table. We had the focus was on repeal of the Oregon death penalty. Talked to a lot of people about what was on their mind about the death penalty. So that was another good thing to do for the peace vigils. Have a focus.
When I was 20, I thought, we're going to stop the Vietnam War and it's going to change everything. We're going to change the world for the better. Well, look what's happened in the last 35 years. There's two things happening simultaneously. This is becoming a lot broader acceptance, and there's always some people that are going to take it on a very superficial level, and other people are really going to internalize it and try and figure out, well, how do I contribute? The thing is that I think that every generation has to find that anew.
Don't